Please don't spoil the movie by adding your own soundtrack. 3, 2, 1. We're live.
Alrighty.
Hi, welcome back to Please Don't Spoil the Movie. I am Freddie. Oh my god, I didn't realize you had those contacts in your eyes.
It's Halloween.
What's your name?
You're Freddy Krueger.
Mm-hmm.
I am Jason.
Oh wow. So you were trying to
Well,
have a big tiff already, huh? My worst enemy.
oh yeah, we got beef, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Freddy versus
Straight-
Jason.
straight
It was
beef.
only natural. It only made sense.
Yeah. Halloween. This is Halloween.
Oh yeah. Happy All Hallows Eve. This is our favorite holiday.
It is, even though I didn't do it right this year.
Yeah.
I'm in a very bad mood. I'm definitely on the trick side of trick or treat.
Why is that?
I wanted to get her at 7. I went to the pharmacy early to get up my medicine I need to pick up. I waited for like 20 minutes. Finally get up there. The lady's taking too long. I waited for another 10 minutes for the lady to tell me, oh, the insurance that you have is not accepted here.
Oh.
Because Auction doesn't have insurance at Walgreens. Because I was at Walgreens. They only do like CVS, Walmart. So I was like, oh, I literally stood there for 30 minutes. So then I leave. Okay. And then I'm on the interstate. It should take me like an hour 15. Traffic.
Of course, there's always traffic.
But like, I'm like, okay, maybe something happened. And I see like 4 cop cars go by, 3 fire trucks, an ambulance, a truck ambulance, more cop cars. I'm like, okay, great. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. And then I literally took me like 30 minutes to go like, I don't know, like 10 feet. It felt like it was actually a pretty bad car accident, but.
At what point was it from New Orleans to Baton Rouge?
Like, I just got on the interstate at Blue Bayou, like, going away. And like I drove like 5 seconds and it was standstill.
There's always an accident.
It's so annoying. And I think if I would have left, if the pharmacy would have took me 5 minutes,
yeah,
I either would have been the one in the car accident or I could have avoided it. Either or.
I think you would have been the one to avoid it. Let's say that.
I was trying to be like, maybe God made this take forever so I could avoid the car accident. I don't know. Maybe I was supposed to be there for it, and he was like, no, just stay here. That's my positive spin on it.
We'll say that much.
But it really irked my freaking nerves.
Well, you're here now.
Yes. How are you?
Fine. No new developments.
I can't take these contacts. Sorry, she has like, Jade has in like, what do you call it? Like,
they're white.
They're white contacts.
White out.
Like,
that was the name of them.
Yeah, with the beady eyes, and she's like looking dead at me. Almost like you're cross-eyed.
I'm Storm.
Yeah, almost like you're cross-eyed, but you're not.
I can make the weather change.
You should take a picture of it and upload it to the podcast.
Will.
Oh, while we're here, I've always wanted to say this, but I always forget. If you enjoy the show, like, subscribe, follow,
comment,
tell your friends,
tell your mom,
follow us on Instagram,
tell your no good boyfriend.
Yeah, there you go. We're on Spotify.
Tell your deadbeat baby daddy.
Yeah, there we go.
Tell your stripper cousin.
Yeah, tell your deadbeat baby daddy's baby mama.
All
second
that.
One. Mm-hmm.
His second baby mama, his third baby mama.
Let them know.
His fourth, his fifth.
Exactly. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you find podcasts. Oh, I did not. Did you always have those leggings on this whole time?
Pretty much.
Oh, they're really good.
I got them from Hooters.
Oh, where you went there?
Yeah.
They sell them?
Yes.
Like, hey, can I They make it really easy.
They have like a gift shop area.
Oh, yeah. I was like, she's gonna have her ass out tonight. I see, but it's really
hence the leggings.
Yeah, they're really good. Match.
Shout out to Hooters and their wings.
Did someone tell you to go there?
I heard like ages ago, like years ago, that you could buy their tights there, and then someone reminded me of it again. I was like, okay, that's where I'll go get them.
That's funny. Good idea.
Yeah. So if you ever need tights, ladies and gentlemen, or those who are non-binary, go to Hooters and get some tights. Same size fits all, apparently. Same skin tone. Because I was like, man, why did you give me the same size as these other girls and the same skin tone? She was like, it's all the same skin tone.
I don't get that.
I don't get it either. But
is everyone tan?
And everyone wears this. This is the one they sell. Because I was like, you're just handing it to me. I was like, I need the one for black people. And then she was like, we sell the same kind. Everybody gets the same pair, same size, same color.
No discrimination here.
It's like, all right, sis.
They said,
say so.
They said brown, and everyone's gonna get brown.
God, everyone's wild. Tan today, honey.
That's funny. Okay, I guess it kind of works out for you, but kind of like you call it sorry, context. It's kind of like blackwashing or blackfishing with the legs.
A little bit, brown fishing.
So your Halloween plans are to go to a Halloween party and Storm.
Yes, I'm Storm from X-Men.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then my Halloween plans would be probably to edit this podcast right after because it's got to go out Wednesday.
Yes. So let's dive in then. So this week we're kicking it old school. We're bringing it back to our roots. We're bringing it back to that 90s classic teen coming of age, it girl feel. Right. You know, we're going back to the basics, baby. Mm-hmm. So let them know what we're doing, Jordan.
Today we're doing Clueless, another iconic movie. I feel like every movie we do is like, it's iconic. It's iconic.
Chef's kiss. Yes, it is. Love it so much.
A really good.
The fashion, the personality, the boys, the girls, the money, the Beverly Hills 90210 area codes.
It kind of goes to Halloween because people do like to dress up as Cher for Halloween. And then,
oh, yeah.
So
they love that combination.
Segue.
Fantastic. Okay. So I'll start it off with a summary. I did not write this. Wikipedia. Clueless is an American coming-of-age teen comedy film about shallow, rich, and socially successful Cher, played by Alyssa Silverstone. She is at the top of her Beverly Hills high school peaking scale. Seeing herself as a matchmaker, Cher first comes up with the idea to pair up two teachers into dating each other. Pleased by her success, she decides to give hopeless klutz new student Ty, played by Brittany Murphy, R.I.P., a makeover. When Ty becomes more popular than she is, Cher realizes that her disapproving ex-stepbrother, played by Paul Rudd, was right about how misguided she was. And she falls for him.
Hallelujah.
Yes. So if you haven't seen the movie, we just told you the whole shebang.
Just spoiled it for you.
Yes. Okay, now diving into the fun facts, the movie. Words, they're so hard. Fun facts. The movie was released on July 19th, 1995.
Sorry,
just months before my birth.
I had to take a picture of your eyes, and we have to post it so people know what I'm looking at.
So they just have an idea.
Yeah.
It was written and directed by Amy Heckerling, and it is loosely based on the Jane Austen's 1815 novel, Emma.
I don't think I read that one.
Yeah, so I Googled it to see what it's about. It's apparently about this girl who's, like, dim-witted, and she tries to, like, match everybody up.
Oh, okay.
She's like, oh, these people would be great together.
She does do that.
And then she's, like, not good at it. So.
She's kind of good at it.
So that's what it's about. Budget, would you like to guess?
Oh, sorry. I'm, like, looking at your notes. I just saw it.
Oh. Right, because I did add it.
12 million. It's $12 million.
$12 million.
Okay.
Did you see the box office too?
Yeah, like 52.
It was 56.
Oh, okay.
You're taking the fun out of it.
Sorry.
It's no fun when you know the numbers.
And I was like, and I was like, oh wait, I'm not supposed to see this.
Whatever.
I'll know for next time too.
Yeah.
Look.
It has received positive reviews from critics, and it's considered one of the best teen films of all time. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it's developed a cult following and has a continuing legacy, blah, 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 blah. And then the film has also spun off a television sitcom, which was very short-lived, and a series of books, which I was not aware about.
No, maybe. I probably get them confused.
Why I need to read the book if I've already seen the movie?
Yeah.
But the idea from Clueless was originally supposed to be a show, and then somehow it got spun into a movie.
It would have been a great show.
It would have been. Well, it was a show. So.
Yeah, it was too late for that though.
Yeah. Anywho, so then the director, Amy Heckerling, she saw Alyssa Silverstone, who plays Cher. She saw her in like a commercial or like she saw her in an Aerosmith music video. And kept her in the back of her head, was like, I think she would make a great Cher when I develop Clueless.
That's so funny. I wish somebody saw me in the back of the video. It's like, oh, she can act.
Yeah. And then she also said in an interview that because apparently I don't know if she wrote or she directed, you know that movie Fast Times at
what the fuck is it? Riedel High.
Yeah. Fast Times at
Fast
Times at Ridgemont High.
Ridgemont.
Yeah, we're going to say the high school name in Greece. That's what you were saying. But anywho, she wrote it, directed it, or something like that. And she said in an interview, the most successful character in anything I had ever done was Jeff Spicoli in Fast Times. He's the like, hey, he's like the pothead. He's like a surfer.
That was the best one.
Hair. Yeah. Because she was like, everybody remembers him and people think he was like, so great because he was like stoned and like a surfer. Yeah. But she was like, no, what people really liked about him was that he was positive. So I thought, I'm going to write a character who's positive and happy. And then that's how she came up with Cher.
Oh, Cher's I thought you was talking about the stoner in this movie.
No.
Okay.
So she was saying, like, people love Jeff Spicoli. And she was like, I want to replicate that. And she's like, why did people like him? Because he was so positive. And Cher was, like, positive, too. So she was like,
I do like her.
Mm-hmm. And then, okay, so you know how, like, the last couple of movies, I'm like, okay, I haven't been able to find anybody who was, like, up for this role and up for that role. This one, everybody. Ha! We've hit the jackpot.
But why did people try out? It seems like the girl already knew who she was going to pick. Guess you still got to go. I know
you still got to go through, the facts and the figures. Right. So, when the film was in development, executives suggested Elisa Witt. We've never heard of her. Carrie Russell. You know her if you see her.
Google real quick. You keep going.
She's in Mission Impossible.
Yes.
Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes.
Some other stuff, Walk of Fame or something. No, that's not even a movie. I Blew Up the Kid. I don't know what that is. And Gwyneth Paltrow and Angelina. Words are hard. Angelina Jolie as well.
I'm starting to like her more and more recently.
Angelina Jolie? I will never like her. I'm always and forever will be Team Jen. Heckerlin also met with Reese Witherspoon, who I think would have been great for it. And then like Alyssa Silverstone, her only other movie was, that movie Crush, where she has like a crush on like her teacher or something like that, and she's like 14 and he's like 30 and she becomes like obsessed with him.
I do not know this film.
Well, while you Google that was like the only film that she had under her belt, and Reese Witherspoon had like a couple of more, but the studio, they weren't like pressuring her to get like a huge star, so she was like, well, great, I'm gonna go with Alyssa.
Okay.
And that's what she did. And let's see what else. Ben Affleck, okay, and Zach Braff.
Who are they up for?
You know Zach Braff, he's from Scrubs.
Okay.
They were both auditioned for the role of Josh, which I could definitely see Ben Affleck doing for sure.
I can and see Zach if he turned on his boyish charm. He's not bad looking. He's just known as a goofball.
Yeah, I'm not into him. And then Sarah Michelle Gellar, sis from Scooby Doo, who plays the hot one, not Velma, the other one, Phoebe. Who cares? So she was offered the role of Amber, but turned it down because she was doing All My Children or something like that. And then Zooey Deschanel, sis from New Girl.
Yeah.
She also auditioned for Amber, which I could not see whatsoever.
No.
Seth Green auditioned for the role of Travis. Travis, smashing Hollywood Day Fun, smashing two thumbs up, whatever the hell he says. And somebody else. Oh, Alana Ubach, I think that's her name. She was considered for the role of Ty. If you Google her, you will recognize her face. She was in Sister Act and something else. I think she would have been great for the role of Ty. I could definitely have seen that.
When I think of her, I think of someone drunk.
I can see her playing I think of someone drunk as well. Yeah. But I can see her playing like New Jersey.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Jersey.
A different type of Ty.
Yeah. And then Terrence Howard and Dave Chappelle were considered for the role of Murray, Dion's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Could not see Dave Chappelle playing that role at all in any capacity. Should never have been a consideration. Terrence Howard, for sure, I could have seen it. Jeremy Renner and Jamie Walters auditioned for the role of Christian. I don't know who Jamie Walters is, but Jeremy Renner, he plays the Hawk or something in like the Marvel movies, or the Hawkeye, whatever.
Yeah, Hawkeye, I think so.
They auditioned for the role of Christian. And then these two old dudes were considered for Cher's dad. Irrelevant.
Dad. Oh, okay. Oh, I could have seen Harvey Keitel.
Yeah, him, right? You can see him too. Google him if y'all don't know who he is. I can't really pinpoint what he's in. But yeah, he could have been in it. He could have been the dad. Okay, and that's basically all I've got here.
Lovely. Thank you for your service.
You're wonderful.
That was lovely.
I know I am.
Okay.
I meant to say you're welcome, but you're wonderful.
What is it? Thank you, Vanjie. Oh, I just think myself.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Miss Vanjie. Oh, I just think myself. That's literally what it was. Okay.
Let's dive in.
Ooh, I'm about to dive in.
So, the movie opens to a montage. I love a montage, and we're gonna open to one. 10 out of 10. Never usually happens, but
you can't mess up a movie montage. Right.
And that's how we're starting this film out. So it's a montage of Cher living her best life with her friends. She says, "Is this like a Noxema commercial or what?" But basically, it's just like a bunch of pretty people.
Once you've cleared your skin,
you're like popular,
and you're popular, and you can hang out by the pool, and you can drive around in your Jeep, and you can go to the mall and swipe your credit card,
right?
Like, and she's like, "Yeah, this is basically how I'm living my life. Mm-hmm. I'm an Noxema commercial."
Right. And she claims to be, she claims to be a very normal teenager.
She's like, "Yeah, but I really totally just live like a totally normal life. Like I'm just so privileged and so spoiled and so rich. But hey,
normal.
This is average." For everyone. Everybody.
We're the same.
We're the same
life.
here. We're
right.
the same
life.
So then we see her. She's in her closet or whatever. Okay, montage over. She's in her closet. She has this like computer system that is like picking out her outfits. Why in 1995 is that technology established, and why does she have access to it? Right. But hence the fact that she is in fact not living a normal life, and she's filthy rich.
She has cutting edge technology.
Cutting edge.
And she's using for her fashion.
Women in STEM.
Right. Women in STEM.
That's what she's got.
Women in tech.
Women in tech. Even better.
I was like, women in STEM. Okay.
Women in tech.
And in this scene is when she picks out her iconic, yellow plaid outfit, the little blazer and the yellow plaid skirt.
Yes, iconic. It's paired with the blonde hair. It's a vibe.
It's a Halloween choice.
It's iconic. I wonder if, first of all, I want to know who has access to that outfit. Who owns it?
Who owns it? And
then if they were to sell it today, how much would it go for? I would pay, if I had the money for it, I would pay top dollar for that outfit.
10?
10 out of 10.
No, 10,000.
Oh, more than that, baby. I think it could go for like $1 million.
Whoa!
I honestly think it's possible.
That'd be wild. It's possible, maybe.
I think. And then I would ask them to throw in Dion's outfit at a discount.
Right. Because
at a discount.
That's her background.
But, okay, so she's wearing the iconic outfit. We see her come down the stairs. We're introduced to her father, who is mean.
Yeah. He's like a lawyer.
Yeah, he's a litigator. So he's always like, Cher!
Yeah.
And he's yelling and he's angry and he's like, nah.
And here we find out that Cher has a stepbrother named Josh who's going to be coming over for dinner. She's not very happy for it. So Cher's dad and Josh's mom used to be married. They're no longer married. I get the idea that they've been divorced for a while.
Yeah, like 5 years.
Yeah, and Josh still comes around and still calls him dad.
Which is so weird.
Strange.
And then Cher's dad is basically like, you divorce wives, not children. Mm-hmm. So he still is treating him as if that's his son, which is nice.
Yeah.
Which you wouldn't expect from Cher's father because he's such a douche.
He's so mean.
He's
just stern. But like not even a loving way, just like
he's
mean.
Petrifying.
Petrifying. And he's so mean and she's so like bubbly. She's like, okay, dad.
Yeah.
She's really good at deflecting his meanness or being very positive.
Yeah, she's definitely learned how to navigate his anger. But anywho, so Cher leaves. She goes off to school. She's in her fabulous plaid outfit, and she's on the way to pick up her BFF Dion, played by Stacey Dash.
R.I.P. She's not dead, but
she's not dead, but she's dead to the black community.
We lost her.
We lost her a long time ago. And
they get in like a Cher's a really nice white Jeep. Do you want to talk about the Jeep? Because I know you love Jeeps.
Oh my God. First of all, it's white. It's a Jeep. I really don't have anything to say about it.
It has, what do you call a Jeep that has no doors?
It has...
No doors? You can take them
No,
off?
it does have doors.
Well, she's riding it with like nothing on.
Oh, she took her doors off then.
I don't know how you call that.
But it's a convertible.
Oh, okay.
Soft top, not hard top.
Yeah.
And it's It's just, I love Jeeps so much. I wish I could have one. But it's fantastic. And she's like, and she's talking about how she doesn't have her permit yet. No, she doesn't have her driver's license because she's only 15. Yeah. She's practicing for her.
She's driving like a 15-year-old.
She's practicing to get her license. She only has a permit, but for whatever reason, she's allowed to drive around.
And she drives bad. Like, it's not even like those 15-year-olds. Like, I've been driving since I was 15, and I'm good at it. She's like...
She's a danger to be on the road.
She's jumping the curb.
She is...
Fast speeds.
The children need to watch out when they're crossing the street. But anywho, so she goes to pick up Dion. Dion emerges from her fabulous, illustrious, large house.
Both rich.
And Cher's basically like, we're best friends because everybody's jealous of us.
Love.
And we're both named after iconic singers who now do infomercials.
Right.
And I want to point out that Dion and Cher literally have on the same outfit.
It's the same outfit, different font.
Different colors.
Yeah.
Cher's is white and black and yellow. And Dion's is red, white, and black.
And just like more like weird, like wild accessories.
Yeah. It's just she has that stupid hat on.
Yeah. She dresses like Cher, but like goes like
extra miles. That aren't always the best.
Right. She like, like when you say like usually after you leave the house you should take off that last accessory that you put on. She keeps that accessory on.
Oh, I've never heard that, but I like that.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do, they say. I think Anna Wintour said that one, but I could be wrong.
Come on, Anna. So,
now they're at school, and Dion is complaining about her boyfriend Murray, and that's how we get introduced to Murray. And then Cher says something like, they've seen that Ike and Tina movie way too many times.
Which felt a little racist.
Yeah, felt a little racist. But that's the kind of relationship they have. They like to argue.
Yeah.
But they love each other. And we leave Dion getting into an argument with Murray about finding a fake braid in his car.
And he's like, it looks like one of your little stringy thingies. And she's like, I do not wear fake polyester hair.
Yeah, and they were very different. They were different sizes. So
they were literally, she has in extra small, knotless braids. And that was literally an extra large box braid.
Yeah. No.
So no, Murray, you've been caught.
Yeah, and they were definitely different hair.
Definitely different hair.
And now as Cher's walking off, she's saying how much she doesn't like high school boys. That's her thing. She's not into like the whole high school scene boys, which is actually funny at who she ends up with.
Yeah, I guess it was really foreshadowing the whole time.
I guess she thinks they're childish, but she's not really into them. She's so mature as a 15. Is she really 15?
Yes, she's disgusting. 15 years old.
Oh my god, she doesn't want a high school boy? That's dangerous.
That's correct. That's disgusting.
Yeah, you need. What are you trying to date?
You need to date someone in high school, honey, because anybody else, it's against the law.
Exactly,
and this is your only option, baby. Either that or you don't date until you're 18.
She was dating Josh. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I've been trying to explain to you all these years.
I didn't even think about the age. I was just trying to hold down the whole.
You were trying to hold down the incest. But you forgot about the pedophilia as well.
Mm-hmm. I didn't think she was 15. I was giving her about to graduate high school.
Anywho,
17.
It's giving disgusting. So moving on, we see Cher now transition. She's in debate class. And we're introduced to a couple of different characters in this scene. First, we're introduced to Mr. Hall, who is her teacher of debate.
Lovely man.
He tells her to get up. It's time to give her debate speech. And the topic is basically immigrants or refugees coming into America. And I personally would have given her an A.
Was it good?
For her debate speech, it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
So she basically was saying okay, so first of all, instead of calling them Haitians, she calls them
Haitians?
She calls them Haitians.
Haitians.
Haitians. She said, okay, so all the Haitians are trying to come to America for refuge, right? And it kind of just reminds me of the party that I threw for my dad for his 50th birthday. And on the invitation, I told everyone to VIP, but people totally did not RSVP. And so here I am. I had to haul ass to the kitchen, get extra place settings, get extra food. But in the end, it was kind of the more, the merrier. So I just think if America would haul ass to the kitchen, we could totally accept the Haitians or what did she say? Haitians as well. And I just want to point out, it does not say to RSVP on the Statue of Liberty.
Yes, baby.
Well done, Cher. Point proven. Give her an A. Give her an A.
I mean, it was It was a great analogy.
Yes. And
Loved
then so the person who she is debating with, we're introduced to Amber, and she's like, are you kidding me?
That's
She's like,
segment.
I cannot debate that. I'm supposed to be talking about refugees, but she just brought up some party. And she was like, hello, it was my dad's 50th.
It's important.
But anywho, so then we're introduced to Amber, who is kind of like their friend, but like they also hate her at the same time. She's
part of
like
this
in their social clique,
group,
but they don't like her. And then later we're introduced to Travis as well, who's also in the class. Super sweet. He gives me Spicoli from Fast Times.
Yeah, right.
He's like the pothead, but super sweet,
lovable,
positive energy. You just love him. A sweet little boy. And then we're also introduced to Elton briefly, who is also in Cher's popular social clique, and he's like the rich. He's like the male
version
Claire.
of her.
Why
Cher.
I keep on calling this girl Claire?
You sound like me with
Haley. You're calling her
Hallie. Her name is Hallie. I was calling her Haley.
Yes.
Yes. Once you get a name in your head, it's hard to shake.
But anywho, Elton is basically the male version of Cher.
Yeah.
So we're introduced to all these characters in the classroom, and then at the end of class, Mr. Hall is passing out report cards, and to Cher's demise or disdain, whatever that word I'm trying to figure out, she gets a C, and she's pissed,
and it's bringing down her GPA.
Yes,
she's pissed,
and she cannot afford C's.
Yeah.
So next scene, we're back at Cher's house. We learned that her mother passed away when she was a wee baby. So she was getting a routine liposurgery, and it just went wrong.
Yeah, I wrote. I know the dad sued the crap out of that doctor.
That's probably why they're so rich.
It's probably the start of his career.
That's probably the start of his money. You're gonna kill my wife and just like a simple liposuction surgery? Hell no! Now I will own your practice.
Yeah. And he didn't have to pay no lawyer fees.
That's because he is the lawyer.
That's
all profit, baby.
Profit.
That's all in his pocket.
Yes. So Josh has finally arrived, and the two are just like messing with each other. They like have this
like sibling banter.
Oh dang!
Because they are what? Siblings.
By X documentation, they were once siblings. They are no longer siblings.
It's disgusting.
And I also wrote here, Josh calls Cher's father dad, which is actually weird.
Yes,
that is weird.
This whole dynamic is weird.
Like, sir, hopefully after a while, because I'm going to spoil it for you guys. They do get together. I hope he stops calling Cher's dad, because it's going to get weird.
Because how in public is that going to work? Cher's like, hey, dad, at the party. And then Josh turns around and is like, oh, hey, dad. And then 5 minutes later, you introduce these two as each other's boyfriend and girlfriend, but they're both your children.
Yeah. It's wrong.
It's disgusting.
It's frowned upon.
But Josh is, as we're introduced to him, we kind of see that he's kind of like the Harvard Ivy League, but I'm liberal.
Yeah.
And I care about the earth, and I watch the news, and I care about all the Haitians that are refugees out there. That's who Josh is as a human being. He's like one of those.
He wants to be an environmental lawyer.
Yes.
And the dad Mal is like,
he's like a corporate lawyer.
Yeah.
He's like, no. Yeah. Environmental. Yes. What? There's no money in that.
And then Cher's dad asks, Cher about her report card, and she's like, whoa, they're not ready yet. I have some negotiating to do. Which leaves up open an air of, what the hell does that mean? But the dad's like, okay, whatever. So the next day at school, we see Cher, trying to get her grades up by talking to teachers and telling them fake reasons why she did bad. So, for example, she goes to the coach, the PE coach, and it's like, a man broke my heart. That's why I did terribly. So,
and she's a lesbian. So she's like,
F this guy.
Yeah, men are the worst.
Yes. So her grade got bumped up from a C to a B, which is really hard to get a C in PE. Like, what were you doing? What were you not doing?
It is so hard to get a C. Literally, you get an A for participation.
Yeah, girl. What y'all was doing?
Shopping, swiping that credit card.
Then we see Cher talking to the science teacher, and she's like, I'm going to write letters to politicians about the violations to the violations to the Clean Care Act. That worked. But then she gets to Mr. Hall, who's a debate teacher, and he's like, no, thank you.
He's not buying what she's selling whatsoever.
Right, no. It's not working, hon. you did terribly, and that's that.
And that's that, honey.
And next we see Cher and Dion, they're going shopping to feel better, because Dion also has like not good grades that she wanted either. And then Cher comes up with this bright idea, which is like the book Emma, and she wants to get Mr. Hall a girlfriend so he can feel better, which leads to better grades, which means more leniency, which means better stuff for me.
She gets that A.
Yeah, she gets that A. And Cher's like going through like the ladies that work there, and she thinks about Miss Geis, which is the science teacher, and she's like, Miss Geis would be perfect for Mr. Hall, which is a good eye because literally they would be perfect for each other.
Yeah.
They're like,
Miss Geis is like a little homely.
Yeah.
But also like really sweet and like timid, but like precious at the same time. And Mr. Hall is just like a nerd. But they would be a match made in heaven.
They're like perfect for each other.
Nonetheless.
It's crazy how they didn't already get together, because like, come on.
Right. Okay, so next scene, they're in the school's like mailroom, and Cher and Dion, they're writing this like love letter from Mr. Hall to Mrs. Geis, and they're putting it in her mailbox.
You know what I do wonder? I wonder if that poem, because they say a poem in it, I wonder if that poem is from Emma.
Probably.
And
Dion's like, oh my god, that's so beautiful. Where'd you get it from? And Cher's like, Cliff Notes. So they put the note into her mailbox, and then moments later, Miss Geis comes out. She goes to her mailbox, she reads the note, and she gets all like big-eyed, and she's like blushing. And Dion and Cher are like, yes, our plan is working. Yes. First step complete.
And then we go back to Mr. Hall's class, and Cher like says, somehow she brings up the fact that Miss Geis says that he's the only one in the school with some intelligence, and Mr. Hall really likes to hear that. So she's planting seeds in both of their heads to get them, closer.
She's planting multiple seeds. So then fast forward, Cher goes home. He yells at her, basically,
her dad,
for having 3 tickets. Her dad. Cher's dad yells at her for having 3 tickets. How does she have 3 tickets? I don't know. But he's basically like, how do you have 3 tickets and you don't even have a driver's license?
Right. He said, I didn't know that was possible.
And he was like, I didn't even know that was possible. And she was like, well, anything's possible, Daddy.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you are not allowed to drive that Jeep without a licensed driver. And he was like, don't think you can go running around the mall with Dion anymore, because 2 permits don't equal a license.
She's like, of course, Daddy.
Yes. So, and he's basically like, if you want to drive that car, you need to find a licensed driver. And she's like, whatever you say, Daddy. And then, so she's like, well, who am I going to get that's so bored enough to like drive me around because they have nothing else to do? Enters Josh. So she goes up to Josh and she's like, hey, buttface, can you please, do me a huge favor, drive me around? I need practice. Right. I can't because, our dad that we share is being a twat, and he's saying, I can't drive my beautiful, gorgeous Jeep without a licensed driver. So he takes her up on the offer, and he drives her around.
So the two are talking about how much Josh loves saving trees, blah, 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 and Cher's not receptive of it, and he basically calls her selfish, which, like, upsets her, which is kind of, like, what pushes her to do everything else in this movie. It's basically every time Josh calls her something like mostly selfish, bratish,
self-absorbed.
She wants to like do stuff that is going to change the idea of her to him.
And she's doing it in the beginning. She's really doing it subconsciously. Like she doesn't really know she's doing it.
Yeah, right, exactly. So back at school, Cher and Dion are back on the plan to get Mr. Hall and Mrs. Geis together. Cher's like, oh my god, Mr. Hall, I had this coffee. I didn't mean to bring it. How about you take it and you go offer it to Mrs. Geis? And the plan works. And then they see the 2 teachers like hitting it off under a tree. They share numbers. Dion
they exchange numbers. Yeah. They're sharing the coffee. They're really vibing. Like the chemistry is there.
It didn't take long.
It didn't take much, and it didn't take long.
Right, because, the seeds already planted. They're already on each other's mind. I
don't think they were before Cher begun this.
Oh, no. By the time they get the coffee.
Oh, yeah, by the time they get the coffee. Oh, yeah.
He's like, oh, yeah, Mrs. Geis. She says I'm intelligent. Mrs. Geis is like, oh, yeah. The guy who wrote me the letter, which I don't really know if she knows. I don't know if they put it as from Mr. Hall, because that always weirds me out.
I think who else would have been?
Right. But to me, if someone wrote me a letter, I'm like, thanks for that letter. He'd be like, what letter? But
that's
whatever.
That's true.
Movie stuff.
Right. Plot holes.
Right.
That ain't none of our business.
And,
but they're hitting it off.
So that begins a montage of everyone in Mr. Hall's class getting better grades and Mrs. Geis assigning no homework on the weekends because they're in love, and Mr. Hall and Mrs. Geis are like kissing by the cars and falling more and more in love. It's actually really cute.
I would like to point out in this montage that's going on as we see these two fall in love, and then as Cher is reaping the benefits of good grades, Elton is all over her.
Oh my god, yes.
Like every time like they pass out a report card or like Miss Geis is like no homework, he like literally like hugs her and like kisses her all over the cheek.
Do you recall her looking kind of disgusted, or is she into it?
She's like not into it in a way like, ooh, I like him back, but like into it in a way like he's doing this because like he's praising me and so is everybody else. It's like she's receptive to it because she's taking it as praise for what she's done. Not as, like, she's receptive to it because she's into him.
Because I have a theory about him, but I don't know if it really works. I have a theory about why she pushes Ellen onto someone else in the movie, and I'm not sure if it works or not.
What's the theory?
That I kind of think that subconsciously, or, like, either subconsciously or kind of realizing it, that she pushes Elton onto Ty because she feels Elton coming onto her, but she doesn't like Elton, and that's her way of getting him away from her.
Oh, that works, too. Yeah.
Maybe. But sometimes I'm like, maybe she really didn't know that Ellen, because sometimes I'm like,
I don't think she knew though. I think she was
that's what I was thinking. But like, that's what I was like, how, but I guess the movie is Clueless. Because I'm like, how could you be so clueless that he doesn't like you? So maybe she doesn't know.
I think she was so wrapped up into her, like, getting her praises that's all she was taking it
because it's so obvious that he likes her.
Because he literally is like groping her and kisses her on her neck. Right. And she's like, what?
She's probably the reason
I'm trying to set you up with Ty.
Right. She's probably the reason why his girlfriend broke up with him.
Right.
Because he's like, why you all over Cher?
Is all upset.
Yeah.
Because you, Cher.
Right.
Felicity is Elton's ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, we're jumping, but yes.
Anywho, back on track. So we're getting the montage of her, succeeding and finding these
the school bodies. The school body's very happy about her little plan.
She literally walks out onto the courtyard and everyone is like clapping for her, like she's literally the whole school. She's so popular and her endeavors were a success and
she feels good about herself.
She feels good. She's happy about what she's done here.
And then she shows her dad, so we're back at the house, she shows her dad her new report card and he's like, look at these grades, this is better. And he's like, how did you get these grades? She's like, she's basically like, I negotiated these grades. None of this is of like legit like test value. And the dad is surprisingly very happy to hear that. He's like, so you got these good grades by negotiating?
And she's like, wonderful. Yeah. And she's like, are you proud of me? And he was like, honey, I'd be even more proud.
I couldn't be even more proud of it, actually, based off of
real grades.
Exactly.
He was so proud of just her negotiations.
Which, honestly, grades aren't even real. Like, just give me the freaking A.
School is a social construct.
Exactly. The prison. As Hocus Pocus, ladies from Hocus Pocus would say.
So, now that Cher has really, given herself the world's biggest head, she's really happy about what she's done. And she's like, you know what? I want to do more good deeds.
She feels good about it.
So she's at PE class, her and Dion, they're chilling. And then in walks Ty.
Played by
Brittany Murphy, R.I.P. She is dressed in the baggiest pants that you've ever seen to grace 1995. She's in a flannel. She has very bright red hair. She looks like she just rolled out of the trailer park.
Well, I have a question. So, where is this movie set?
Los Angeles. They're in Beverly Hills.
But I don't know.
I think she's from, I don't know if they say it, but I think she's from like New Jersey. She has like a...
Oh, okay.
Or she tries to have a New Jersey accent. You guys are so smart here. You guys got Coke here?
You guys got Coke here?
You guys got Coke here?
I could really go for some herbal refreshments.
Like, I don't know what that accent was, but it sounds like it's supposed to be like New Yorker, New Jersey.
But to me, the way she dresses kind of gives me LA. But I guess like public school LA and out wherever the hell they are. I guess they might be in public school, but
yeah. Oh yeah, they're definitely in public school.
But like the way she dresses gives me kind of like what people in LA kind of dress. Maybe back in the 90s.
Ty?
Kind of. The whole like skater. She dresses like a skater chick.
She dresses. What she wears is very 90s, but it's very like I don't care 90s. Not like
not fashion. But I'm like she dresses like tomboy. Like I feel like they should be used to that. But I guess that's why they're like, come on, girl.
Yeah. So once she enters, Cher looks her up and down and is just like, oh my God, Dion, look at her. She's so pitiful. She's so clueless.
Title.
We have to... movie title name, movie title drop.
They drop it a lot, actually.
They do. So Cher's like, Dion, we have to help her. And then Dion's like, she is tore up.
Dion's like,
And Cher's basically like, don't you just want to use your social status to like help people for the greater good? And Dion's like, no. And Cher ignores her and
she calls Ty over.
She calls Ty over and just like, hey, she introduces herself. Her and Dion. She's like, come hang out with us, eat lunch with us. We'll show you around. And Ty's like, oh my God, you guys are so nice. You guys got Coke here?
Yeah, you guys got Coke here? I can really go for some herbal refreshments. And as I guess it's lunchtime, so as they're on their way to the cafeteria, they do the whole, high school social group breakdown.
I love a good movie.
I didn't know
high school social group
we've
breakdown.
done a couple movies by now, high school movies by now, but I was like, oh, now that has to be in the formula because every movie at this point is doing a high school breakdown.
Which ones have we done so far? Mean Girls did it. Breakfast Club doesn't really have it.
But I feel like them and themselves was a breakdown.
Them and themselves was in fact the breakdown. And then 10 Things I Hate About You.
10 Things I Hate About You. No one else did it? I feel like we were missing one more.
Well, that's really only been the teen movies that we've done.
Dang, okay. Yeah. Every teen movie's got it, though.
Yeah. A good one, they've got that.
Oh, and you said 10 Things I Hate About You. Never mind.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Moments ago. Seconds ago.
Oopsie. So, here... These are really random ones. These aren't really good ones.
But so was the one for 10 Things I Hate About You. 10 Things I Hate About You.
Cowboys.
Like the Cowboys, the White Rosters.
Yeah.
The Coffee Addicts.
Mean Girls the only one who perfected it.
Mean Girls had it down pat.
That they was like, these are actual groups.
These are real groups. And I know because I went into these high schools and I saw.
Yeah, exactly.
The other ones, they just made stuff up.
So we have the school TV station group.
Which is okay.
Yeah.
It's giving like student council.
Persian Mafia, which I like, but very specific to a genre. Like, LA.
Los Angeles has a large Persian community.
Right.
And I'm just realizing that as I say.
Right. Which I guess makes sense for this, but it's not repeatable anywhere else.
Right. It doesn't work anywhere else, state, really.
Right. We can't identify with this group.
Yeah, we can't. And then Cher's like, you can only be a part of that group if you have a BMW. Right. And if you're of Persian descent.
Right. I was like, that you have to be Persian.
Right.
It's in the name.
Right.
And then the one other group is basically the Popular Boys, which is all the boys that we met so far minus Travis.
Yeah.
This group.
Elton's in it, Murray's in it.
That's
the only guys we've really met.
And anybody in this group is the only acceptable guys you can date if you want to date in high school.
Yeah.
And Dion,
says Cher.
Right. And of course, Dion's dating Murray. And then Ty's like, which one's your boyfriend? Cher? And Cher's like, never. If. Right. She drives in the whole she would not date a high school boy.
She reiterates that.
Exactly.
She's like, don't get it confused, honey. I do not play with anybody 18 and below.
Exactly.
Disgusting.
So Ty goes off to get her Coke because she really wants it. So while she's in the cafeteria line, she meets
Travis, remember, he's the
stoner
pothead who's really
skater
sweet.
boy.
Heart of gold,
lovely man. So they literally have like a moment. They talk about Marvy the Martian.
Apparently Ty can draw, and she shows him her doodles, and he's like, "Oh my God, you drew these? Like, you didn't trace them?" And she's like, "Oh my God, y'all."
It's actually a really long. They talk about Marvin the Martian for a long time. Kind of. It's a kind of a decent gap. It sounds super long, but I was like, "Oh, y'all really talk about this whole thing."
It's what binds them.
Yeah, and they hit it off. They really like each other, and then Ty goes back to Cher and Dion, and she tells her about the love of the life she just met, and they're like,
absolutely not.
And
Cher's basically like, Ty, how old are you? And she's like, I'll be 16 in April.
Something like that.
No, she's like, I'll be 16 in May.
Mm-hmm.
And Cher's like, well, my birthday's in March. So as someone who's older, let me give you a bit of advice. So the stoners of the school, you know, they come in, they smoke their weed. Every now and then they'll say something funny in class. And of course we'll all laugh. But no girl with any respect for herself would actually date one of them.
Which I'm like, mean, but like, true. Now with Travis,
that person, like, okay, who Ty is before they make over her is someone who would hang out with that group.
Right, for sure.
So of course she's attracted to Travis because that's who she is as a person.
Right. Exactly. They're like a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
I like the idea that I don't like the way she's being mean to Travis. He really is a nice guy. But I like how she's like, you are a princess. Do better.
Right.
Like she's like, you have
know
standard.
your worth.
Yeah, know your worth. I like that version of it. Not the whole like. But Travis is an amazing person.
Yeah,
despite the fact that he smokes weed and he's a stoner. But I mean, a stoner at 15. Come on, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's about. I guess you can make the case that it's probably the best time to be a stoner, or it's only downhill from here.
That's true.
Because like, if you're addicted to weed at 15,
oh yeah, you're not going anywhere.
yeah, like you either have to get off it, but yeah, it's just like, what are your options here?
That's true.
Yeah,
that's the point. Well, after Cher, you know, reprimands Ty for liking Travis, she suggests a makeover. And Ty's a little hesitant at first, but she's like, okay, sure, why not?
And then she says,
I've never had straight friends before. And Dion and Cher are like, okay.
Guys, I've never had like straight friends before.
Guys, I've never had straight friends before.
Mm-hmm. And then Ty, so many montages. And then Ty gets her movie makeover montage.
Ooh, they're watching the... Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Movie makeover montage. Yeah. Unite. So they're washing like the red dye out of her hair. They're putting on makeup.
Mm-hmm.
They're curling her hair.
They're crop tops.
Yeah. They're turning her oversized t-shirts into crop tops.
Mm-hmm.
They're letting her try on all these different outfits. And then once we're completed, we have the new and improved, socially acceptable Ty.
Right. Little mini-me, if you will.
Yes, literally Cher's little mini-me.
Right.
And she looks cute, I must say.
Does.
She looks precious.
Yeah. Show that body, yada, yada, girl.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and then the next scene, we see Cher and Ty. They're doing some kind of like video workout. And she's like, Cher, my buns don't feel like no types of steel. And Cher's like,
she's so adorable.
You're so ignorant. We have to work on your
vocabulary. Right.
You sound like a truck driver.
And Cher's the one to talk. It's one to talk.
Right.
You sound like a valley girl.
Right. It's just like the greater of two evils. Y'all both sound dumb. Just from different standpoints.
Exactly.
Just from different accents and points of the country.
Exactly. Same thing, different font.
Same thing, different font. And then so Josh is like literally peeking from behind, watching this whole kind of encounter of Cher telling her, we need to work on your vocabulary, and them working out. And then so he emerges, he introduces himself. He has his little quick wit moments of him being the older brother, banter that he has with Cher. And
so so on the point that we think that Cher's doing this to impress Josh, she's like, so what do you think of my new project?
Oh.
And so she's, I guess, because the reason why she's in the back of her mind doing it is to impress Josh, or like to show that she is a caring person.
Yeah.
And then Josh is like, you're treating the girl like a Barbie doll. Blah, blah, blah.
He literally, this was so mean. Okay, he was like, you don't have a mother. He literally says, you don't have a mother, so you're treating this girl like your own Barbie doll. I was like, ouch. Like,
that is kind of mean.
Dang! He's like, you don't have a mother, so here you are, trying to play mommy and Barbie house at the same time with this little innocent chick.
Mean.
I was like, that was really harsh.
That's so funny. I never thought that was mean. I just thought it was factual.
I never noticed he said that. And like, she just
brushed it off.
Yeah, she was like, okay. I was like, ow.
That's something that only a sibling could say to you.
Yeah. A sibling.
No.
A sibling.
Stop it. Stop with your propaganda.
You stop it.
Stop with your propaganda. But Cher's like, literally, I saved her from social hell. I'm doing a good deed. F off. But back at school, everyone is loving Ty's new look. And then we see Travis give Ty an invite to a party in the valley.
And Cher and Dion are basically like, we're not going. Parties in the Valley are so far. By the time you already get there, it's already shut down.
Right. And you're like,
we're not going, Ty.
Right. And you're like, you're not supposed to be talking to Travis anyway.
Yes. No. And then she's like, why are you still on him? Like, you don't like him, remember? Yes. And then so now Cher is trying to think of other people to set Ty up with because, she loves to play matchmaker. And she's like, what about this person? What about this person? And she's like, you know what? I've got it. Elton. The male version of Cher.
Right.
The rich boy.
Because recently he just broke up with his girlfriend. What did you say her name was?
I've been calling her Felicity, but I promise you that's not her name.
Oh, I kind of felt like that was Felicity.
It was like...
Felicity.
It should be Felicity.
It is now, honey.
Right.
He just broke up with his girl named Felicity. And so he's on the market. And then, what's it? Cher's like... You know what? He was asking about you earlier. So y'all are like perfect for each other. Dion's like, was he?
And Cher's like, no. But don't tell her that.
She's really good at the whole like lie to get people into like
she's good at planting that seed.
Yeah, baby. Exactly.
Yeah.
As she did with the teachers. So in the next scene, they're having like for whatever another montage of them having a group photo shoot. Who the hell do they think are? What is this photo shoot for?
Why? Who organized?
They're like behind. It's like Friends style.
Yeah, like they're behind that water fountain that looks like the fountain from Friends.
Yeah,
and it's Elton, it's Murray, it's Dion, it's a other chick,
it's an Asian girl.
An Asian girl. Yeah, her name's Sarah or something like that. She's in the clique. It's Amber.
Right.
It's all of them, and Ty's kind of like awkwardly in the background.
She's new to it.
She's new to the social group.
And Cher's taking the photos and stuff.
And Cher's the photographer. So Cher is like taking pictures. She's like, "Oh my god, you guys look great! Love it, love it, love it!" And then Ty's awkwardly in the background.
Like,
and so then Cher tells Elton, she's like, "Elton, pull Cher in, put your arm around her." And Elton's like, "Fine, okay." So he puts his arm around her, and then Cher's like all giddy. Not Cher, Ty. Ty's like all giddy, and she's like, "Oh my god, look at me! He's hugging me." So they continue to take the pictures, and then Cher pulls Ty aside to take an individual photo, like a solo. She grabs this like rose, and she puts it behind Ty's ear, and then Elton walks over. And then Cher's taking the pictures of Ty, and she's like, "Isn't she beautiful?" And he's like, "Yeah, she is." And he's like, "You know what? Give me a copy of this photo."
Misleading.
So misleading.
Misleading.
He's like, "Give me a copy of this."
Misleading.
And Ty and Cher are like gooped and gagged. They're like, "Oh my god!"
And Cher's like, "It's working.
It's
working." Pissed off. I'm pissed off.
Like, who?
Mixed signals.
Mixed signals. Now that's really confusing.
I'll go ahead and tell you right now. Because it's made to believe that he likes Ty, but he doesn't like Ty. He likes Cher.
He likes Cher. But here he is. He's like, "Yeah, give me this picture
of Ty."
And we find out later that he puts it in his locker.
Misleading.
Why do you... No man would in high school, put a picture of a girl in his locker that he doesn't want.
And he says he put it up there because Cher took it.
How is anybody supposed to know that
Cher took it?
What does that equate to?
What is the math?
I love your photography.
What?
Your photography has potential, so I put it in my locker. Get out of here, bro.
So stupid.
Anywho,
hate him.
Ridiculous. Next scene, Cher's at her house. Ty has been invited over for dinner.
They're friends.
They're sitting at the table.
Oh,
Ty, mistakenly, big mistake, is sitting at the head seat of the dining table. Enters Cher's father.
No.
And Cher's like, "Hi, Daddy. This is my friend Ty." And he's like, "Get out of my seat!" What the hell? That is her first introduction to this man. Not hello, hi, nice to meet you.
Rude.
Get out of my chair.
And then why Shannon tell Ty not to sit right there?
Right, you know better.
She know.
You know how crazy your daddy is.
And you know where he sit down, girl.
Get out of my seat.
So mean.
And poor Ty. She's like, huh.
Right.
She's all frazzled. And she just like hurries and gets up. Long story short, they get a call from Dion. Mm-hmm. Dion is like, "Guess what?" And Cher's like, "What?" "I was talking to Murray, and he takes class right next to Elton's locker, and he said, in Elton's locker, there's a picture that you took of Ty at the top of the locker." And then Ty's like, "What's going on? What's going on?" And then Cher tells Ty the news.
We're excited.
And Dion is saying, "Look, everybody's going to the party in the Valley that we talked about earlier, that we said we weren't going to go to, but everybody's going." And then Cher tells Ty, she's like, it looks like we're going to make an appearance at the Valley party.
At the Valley party.
Let's go.
Which is so funny. I'm like, not y'all talking so much crap about this show.
And look, y'all pulling up, though.
Right.
Y'all pulling up.
Pulling up. So in the car, they're on the way to the party. So Murray's driving and Dion's in the front seat. And they're trying to figure out how to get there on a map. Mm-hmm. Which, God bless that type of time. We had to look at a map and figure out where you were going. Craziness. They're already lost. They're arguing about reading the map. But I applaud them in their journey. But
can you imagine?
No.
Reading a map?
Not even MapQuest.
Like they literally have like the foldable, like we're going on a road trip map. Oh my God, I do not miss those days.
When I went with Mom to visit our aunt in
Arkansas.
Right, DeWitt, Arkansas. Dumas was actually Dumas. We had to. He had to give us like, you take Highway 10, and it's gonna turn into Highway 12, and you take Highway.
Was the GPS not working?
It just. Well, Mom didn't like the way the GPS took you at first, and then it just, and then once you get close enough, it is confusing. There's just no like once you get like close to where they are. The GPS is like, they're over there somewhere. Somewhere over there.
But we're around cornfields.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to figure it out.
Right, exactly.
Because I'm not equipped for all this.
I see a house somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how you get there, but it gets a little confusing.
You're going to have to jump over that haystack and then over to the cowbells.
Right.
And then you'll figure it out.
Exactly. But it's a little confusing. But it was like, take 10 and if you see this street, keep going. And I was like, I ain't never done this in so long.
I just cannot imagine having to do that. But here they are trying to figure it out. And they're not really succeeding at it. But anyway, they're in the car on the way to the party. And then meanwhile, Cher is telling Ty how to flirt with Elton. She's like, when you see him, do this. Show a little skin. Right. Give him a little wing. Bat your eyelashes. Really make it look like you want him, but you don't.
It's actually really good advice. It's like, if he talks to you, make an excuse to leave the conversation, flirt with somebody else. It's actually really good stuff.
It's actually really smart advice.
Really good stuff.
She knows what she's doing.
She's actually really good at flirting for a 15-year-old. And for someone who doesn't date.
Yeah.
Who doesn't date.
She's a grown woman at this point.
Exactly. So we're back to the party. Murray and Dion are already fighting because freaking Murray was dancing on some girl, but that's how they about to continue to go.
We see Amber. Amber is wearing the same outfit that Cher had on yesterday.
Trash.
Then we bump into Travis, who spills a drink on Cher and her satin shoes, and she freaks out.
These are Manolos.
And she's like, you ruined my satin shoes. And Travis is like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And he offers them weed to make it better. And then Cher is basically like, well, it's the least you can do.
She's the worst.
And then while they light up the blunts, Cher is standing next to Ty. And she tells Ty to laugh like Travis is saying something funny because Elton is over there watching them. So Ty's like, okay. And she literally starts laughing hysterically.
What's funny?
And Elton's like, what's funny? She's like, nothing.
She's so cute. She's so adorable. She's like, nothing. He's like, okay, totally.
He's like, all right.
And then, okay. And then Elton comes over, and then they start playing this game called Suck and Blow, which is like you put a what do you call it? Like a card in between your mouth, and you suck it, and you're supposed to pass it around and not drop it. And then it gets to Elton. He's about to suck and blow with Cher, and he drops the card, and he kisses Cher, and Cher's like, "Oh, Elton, can you suck much?"
Assault.
And because he did it on purpose because he likes her.
Yes,
she's still not picking it up.
We're still not able to figure that out.
And then while this just happened, Cher's distraught, but then we hear Dion scream from the other room, and Cher and Ty go to investigate, and then we find Dion very upset to see her boyfriend Murray shaving his head, which I don't remember seeing his hair at all.
See, I think he was bald this whole
time. Yeah, probably.
And he kept a hat on.
That had to be it.
And they were like, you know what? Let's just reveal that you're bald. Let's just pretend like we're shaving your head.
I thought it was just me because I was like, dang, I don't remember seeing his hair.
He's literally probably already bald.
Yeah, true. So she's upset. She's like, what am I going to do with you?
How am I supposed to look at you, Murray? What am I supposed to do with this? What about prom pictures?
Yeah, what I'm gonna tell my grandkids.
That's it. That's it. And he's like mocking her.
Right.
As she's yelling at him, he's like mocking her. And she's like, that's it. That's it. I'm calling your mother. I'm calling. Wait. Don't call my mom. Don't call my mom. And then she's like, oh no, I've already got her on speed dial. I'm calling her right now. And then so they lock each other. They lock themselves in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm. And
Meanwhile, Cher and Dion are just, not Dion, Cher and Ty, they walk off and they're like, ugh, they always do this. Cher's like, this is
it's almost blew my
spring homecoming all over again. This is what he did last time, and she locked herself in the bathroom. They always go through these motions and potions.
It's tiring, but I'm glad I got you, Tiger.
It's giving toxic.
Right.
And so Ty and Cher continue to party. And Travis walks up to Ty, and they're having like a little moment. They're
really
having
cute.
this like flirtatious little
They're
vibe
vibing,
going on. Yes. And you can really see that they have chemistry.
Right.
And Ty is in love with him,
Right.
but Cher shuts that down.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, get away from him.
Right.
Go
She's
talk
like,
to Elton.
And they start dancing sexy. And there's a song playing, Rolling with the Homies. And while that song's playing, Ty's like dancing sexy. And some girl on the table kicks her shoe off, hits Ty in the head, and she passes out. And Travis comes to help. And Cher's like, literally, go away.
She's like, you're like a fly.
She's like,
won't stop.
Yeah, like, what is it?
Like,
what
get
is
away
going
from
on?
her. We got it.
Yeah.
And then so Cher calls for Elton to come over.
Elton!
And Elton comes. He lifts Ty's unconscious body up. He places her on the kitchen counter. And then Cher's like, you've got to ask her questions. She could have a concussion. Ask her questions to make her, like, you know, stay awake. And then he asks her, what's 7 times 7? And Cher's like, stuff she knows. So Elton, he gets some ice. He puts ice over her head. Ty comes to, he props her up, and he's like, I think you'll be fine. And he's like, you know this song, Rolling with the Homies? And then she's like, yeah. And he's like, all right, let's go back out there. Let's dance. So they go back out there, they dance, they're having a good time.
Cher's very happy with herself and her good deeds. Another couple succeeded, another love match.
She feels like she's finally, like it's finally working. They're out on the dance floor, Ty and Elton, and she's like, I am just such a good matchmaker. She's giving herself her kudos.
Right. And
she's really pleased with herself.
Girl. And then while she's outside, you know, reminiscing on her good deeds, Cher's dad calls and he's like, girl, where you at? It's past your curfew. And she's like, when he answers, there's a helicopter going on in the background. He's like, are you in Kuwait? I can't.
She's so like, funny. Is that in, what did she say? She's like, is that in the valley?
Is that in the valley? Exactly.
Like, what an idiot.
He's like, Cher, it should take you anywhere in LA. It's going to take you 20 minutes to get home.
Which is literally a lie. That cannot be true. Not the way LA traffic is built.
The traffic is, I think without traffic, it could take you 20 minutes to get places, but yeah, with traffic.
But I feel like there's always traffic in LA.
I'm hoping at the time, like, hopefully
traffic wasn't that bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
It probably was, though.
But party's over because Cher's got to go home. And they had recruited Elton to bring them home. But as they're walking outside, they see Sarah.
Who's in the clique. She was also in the group taking the photos. She's the young Asian woman.
Yes. And she's like, oh, I'm leaving too. I can bring y'all home. And I think the girl, and Ty at first is like, perfect, bring me home. You live close to me. And then Elton's like, okay, then I'll bring Cher home. And then Cher's like, no. I'll ride with Sarah. Ty can ride with you. And then I was like, no. That's stupid. She's closer. If I bring Ty home, I have to get off the interstate. And then, and Cher's like, somehow gets in the car with Elton and she's pissed off. Yes, and then Ty gets in the car with Sarah.
Because she wanted Ty to ride with Elton so she could play matchmaker and they could fall in love. But anywho, so they're driving, they're cruising. And the whole time, Cher is just talking about Ty. And she's like, isn't Ty just so stunning? Like, naturally beautiful? The way her curls just, like, do that pretty, like, tundral thing. Like, isn't she just gorgeous? And Elton is literally, like, looking at Cher.
Yeah, she's like, whatever.
Like, she's a piece of meat. And he wants to eat her.
He's like, hell away.
He's like, turn away. Turn away. Like, he's singing to her and trying to serenade her. And Cher's just like, isn't Ty just so pretty? Like, I just love her. Isn't she the greatest? And he's like, turn away. Turn away. It's so interesting how oblivious they are
Of both of their intentions.
Both of their intentions. Like, both of them are so completely oblivious to it. And it's frustrating almost.
It's funny because they are like the same person because they're both clueless and so... Can I say self-centered?
Yes.
That they don't realize, like, hello.
They're very self-involved.
Self-involved. Like, come on. It's like literally right in front of your face that she wants you to get with Ty and he wants you, girl.
Right. So then Elton is basically telling Cher, he's like, you're one of my best friends, and I do not have girls that are friends, okay? And then Cher's like, yeah, okay. Well, she's like, look, I really just want you to be happy. I saw how your breakup with Felicity really hurt you. And she's like, I just wanted the best for you. And Elton's like, I knew it. And he's
like, skirt.
He's like, skirt. And he pulls a car over and he leans in to kiss her. And then Cher's like, oh, what are you doing?
Whoa.
And he's like, I knew you wanted me the whole time. And he's like, I just knew it. And he's like, Cher's like, what? I've been trying to get you with Ty.
Ty? Why would I date Ty? Such an asshole.
Do you know who my father is? And she's like, oh,
you're a snob and a half.
And he's like, me and Ty do not make any sense. But you and me, we're like gravy. We're like peanut butter and jay. We go perfect together. And so he tries it again. This shit starts to piss me off.
Hold on. Before we get into the pissing off, he is actually right. They are like peanut butter. They
literally are the same person.
They should textbook. They should date each other.
Like on paper, they make so much sense. They're
same thing.
They're yin and yang.
Yeah.
No, that's opposites, right? I don't know. But regardless, they make sense.
Yeah,
they're a match made in heaven. They should be together.
Cut to the.
So then he tries it again, and she's like, "Get off of me, bro."
It's upsetting.
Yes. And she's
and then
like,
tell me what happens.
Yeah, so he keeps on, like, he accuses her of flirting with her all year.
As if.
We've literally watched him, this whole movie, like, grope her.
Yes.
And he accuses her.
He's, like, kissing on her. She's, like, reading a book.
Yeah, literally.
Not paying attention.
And he accuses her of flirting with him. I hate men like him. He's literally, it's giving manipulation, and I can't take it.
Well, it's just like, dude, I just told you to hang out with my friend. Like, I'm literally pushing her onto you.
And you're literally going to play this game?
And then he reveals that the picture, because she's like, what about, you have a picture of Ty in your locker. And he's like, I have it in my locker because you took it. Doesn't make sense.
Literally.
At all.
Doesn't make sense.
Obviously, I would read that wrong.
And then he tries it again.
He's like, okay.
So he tries it 3 times. He tries her 3 times.
He's like, now we're on the same page now.
He's like, now you get it.
Yeah, now you get it.
I want you.
Yeah, he's like, okay.
I don't care if you don't want me.
You were trying to help your friend, but now you know I like you.
And that's all that matters because your thoughts are not valid and I don't consider them.
Right. Do you get it?
Because I'm a man.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try this for the 3rd time.
Yeah.
And Cher has had enough.
Right.
She's like, ugh. She gets out of the car and he's like, get back in the car. Where are you going? And she's like, leave me alone. And he's like, get back in the car. And she's like, no. And he's like, fine.
Literally only after 2 times.
He tried her 3 times to make out with her.
Right.
But all it took was 2 times for her to say no to get back in the car. And he drives off.
Left her. He should be in jail.
And the events that follow, I would blame him for that for the rest of my life.
I would never be friends with him again.
I would never look his way. I would spit on him.
I would commit his social suicide.
Literally.
I'd be like, he left me there to die. I could have died. Huh?
I would pull a Heather.
Oh, from
the movie.
Heathers. Yes.
I would literally write a suicide note and murder him. That's what I would do.
But you meant like I'm going to go to school the next day.
No. I mean I'm going to kill him. Because the events that follow, as she is abandoned by Elton, she pulls out her phone to call a cab. And while she's on the phone with the cab director, or whatever, a man approaches her and pulls out a gun on her at gunpoint and says, give me all your money.
She's like, what? This
and
is
I must say, to be a 15-year-old girl stranded in the middle of nowhere, she handles it very well.
To even she even called the cab so soon. I'd have been like,
Yes.
What? She figured it out very quickly.
And he tells her to lay on the ground, count to 100. He takes her purse, and he runs off.
She could have died. She could have died.
Yes. He literally said because when he tells her to lay on the ground, she's like, "Please, this isn't a Laya." And he's like, "A what?" And she's like, "It's a really expensive designer." And he's like, "I will shoot you in the head. Get on the ground."
He's like, she could have died. I would never been friends with him again.
So luckily, she knows
unscathed.
She has a little common sense. So she goes to a payphone and she dials a number. And she calls Josh.
Yeah, because
to come pick her up.
The only number she knows, and she can't call her dad. She can't call home because she doesn't want to get in trouble. She calls Josh. And Josh lovingly picks up Cher, but he brings his girlfriend because he was hanging out with his girlfriend. And in the car, it's Josh and his girlfriend sitting up front, and then Cher in the back. And Josh and his girlfriend are having this Harvard conversation about.
I was reading the notes, I laughed at it.
This Harvard intellectual conversation about
it really is giving like Harvard. It's giving Cornell.
He doesn't go to Harvard. I don't know where he goes, but it is Harvard.
Like some like California school, but they sound like they go to Harvard. Whatever they're talking about.
They're talking about some philosophy, whatever. They sound so intellectual, but Cher pipes it because Josh's girlfriend gives some kind of quote
in the midst of their Harvard ass conversation. She says, "It's like in Hamlet." To thy own self be true.
Right.
And Cher interjections like, Hamlet didn't say that. And the girl's like, I think I can quote Hamlet correctly. And Cher's like, well, I think I can quote Mel Gibson correctly. And Hamlet didn't say that. That Polonius guy did. And the Harvard-ass chick is very embarrassed. And she feels some type of way. And Josh starts laughing.
He chuckles.
He's amused.
Oh, you thought that was funny, huh?
You thought that was funny?
You thought that comment was funny. You think me looking stupid is funny?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I got that. Sure.
Mm-hmm. You and your sister
no
have
nookie for you tonight.
Right. Okay. That? You and your sister go laugh about it then.
Yeah.
How about that?
Y'all have fun together.
Bye. Because I'd have been mad.
I would have been so pissed
too.
I'd be like, not this 15-year-old girl.
I didn't have to get out of the bed to come save yo behind.
We could have left you stranded on the gas station.
I was having a good night without you.
So you remain in the back seat, honey.
I'd have been bad.
Everybody would have got all the smoke.
The two exit the car because they've reached the point to drop off Josh's girlfriend, and Josh runs up there, and I guess they make up because Josh kisses his girlfriend, and you see Cher in the car, kind of like looking. I don't know if it's jealous or sad, but it's not. It's an emotion that I'm sure she doesn't even recognize. That she's kind of like, huh.
What is this?
Yeah, what is this? What is this emotion? She's not like disgusted. She's like, oh, I wish that was me. It's almost like, I wish that was me. So in the next scene, we're in the locker room and Cher breaks the news to Ty about Elton, how he wants her and not Ty. And Ty, I was kind of surprised. Or I guess it's been leading up to this. She's very upset.
She's brokenhearted.
Which confusing because she was like just in love with Travis, and
she really doesn't know though. What Ty doesn't realize is she doesn't even like Elton.
Who?
Ty.
Yeah, Ty does
not like him.
I don't think exactly.
She doesn't know that,
right?
But she doesn't like him.
But
this is all Cher's fault.
Exactly. I can see why she would be upset because Cher has been pushing this guy on.
You put this idea of me and this boy getting together, this possibility, and like now it's not coming to fruition.
Right.
I'll be pissed.
Right.
She shouldn't be mad that her and Elton ain't together. She should be mad at Cher for shoving that concept down her throat.
Right. Because I could have had Travis, girl.
Yeah, I could be dating Travis. Me and Travis could be 2 months into our relationship right now.
My time. So the two decide to skip school, which still to today is a crazy concept to me.
Dion's there as well.
Sorry. Still a crazy concept to me. How do you just skip school? So they're at a restaurant on their skip day, and we learn that Cher is not only is she not want to date a high school boy, she's waiting for the one, and she's a virgin. Dion is also a virgin, and Ty's a whore.
Ty's like, I hate when his
kidding.
You know what is crooked. Because like, baby, you're 15. Like,
Ty's wild. Okay.
Like, slow it down.
Yeah. Ty's like, what? Y'all are virgins? I'm like, yeah, girl. They should. I don't know how someone would sit them at this restaurant. They're so young.
Right.
They even like legally. I'm like, y'all should be
like, where's those parents?
How y'all paying for this? Idiot. So And then the song "Rolling with the Homies" comes on, and Ty's like really upset. She starts to bang her head on like the table, and this makes Cher feel really bad and down. And now she wants to find someone new for Ty.
Yeah. So in Mr. Hall's class, Cher is talking about how like looking for a guy in high school is as useless as looking for a meaning in a Pauly Shore movie. And if you've ever seen a Pauly Shore movie,
what's a Pauly Shore movie? Who's that?
Pauly Shore, Google him. You'll see. Like if you see his picture, you know who I'm talking about. But that is the point, and I agree. But as she's saying that, in walks Christian.
That's funny.
Right?
Yeah.
So when she says that, in walks Christian, who is the new kid in school. His parents, so here's the deal on him. His parents have custody, joint custody of him. So he's spending one semester in Chicago and a second semester in Los Angeles.
Terrible. Does not make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
Those credits don't transfer.
I'm about to say, how's he going to graduate? He's going to have a dual certificate diploma
but
from
it's not
two
like
high schools.
High schools even offer different classes.
Yeah.
That you need. It's so stupid.
They
must have money.
For the sake of the movie.
They must have money.
Anywho, so in walks Christian, and
he looks like 90s Vogue.
Yeah, he's giving 1950s.
Oh yeah, but like almost like a modern zoot suit.
Yeah, it's like mob 1950s.
Yeah,
but like not too mobbish.
Not too baggy, like a little more fitted.
Yeah,
very
and it's giving
combed hair.
Yeah, it's giving that vibe.
He's giving classic.
Yeah, he's giving old school, classic, like real look. Old school, like James Dean. But so in walks Christian, and Cher is instantly infatuated. In love. Yes. She's like infatuated. She's like,
this is what I've been waiting for.
This is the Prince Charming I've been waiting all these.
This is what I'm talking about, ladies.
Yes.
And so from then on, Cher is on a mission to get Christian's attention. She sends flowers to herself. Why does she know how to do these things? She's so funny. She sends flowers to herself. She makes an effort to eat chocolate because she says a man needs to see like things in your mouth. And she does this thing where she like wears
this really skimpy
outfit
dress. And she has like a cover up over it. And she takes the cover up
show
off
her
nice
skin
and slow to show like her shoulders.
Yes. And I guess after a while he seems into it. It's so much that he asks her like, let's go to a party together. I'm new in town, but you seem like you know the scenes. Take me to a party, girl. And she's like, yeah, of course. He asks her, does she know any clam bakes?
I hope you were in on all the heavy clam bakes.
Whatever that means.
A clam bake is
you don't know?
It's like a crawfish boil, but for rich people that live in Hampton.
That's what I thought, but I'm like, why is he using that in this?
I don't know.
Yeah, I just thought
right, because we're in Los Angeles.
Right.
Anywho, so at the house, Christian comes to pick her up, and they're on the way to the party. But before all that happens, Christian walks in and he meets Cher's dad.
He's being very douchey.
Yeah.
He Josh opens the door for him and he just walks through. Like he's been waiting for someone to open the door so he can walk right through it.
It's like no hello, he just walks in.
Like he owns the place.
Yeah.
Like he's been here before.
And then he tries to shake Cher's dad's hand. He does not accept the handshake.
On brand.
Yes. And he accuses him of being a member of the Rat Pack.
What's with you, kid? You think the death of Sammy Davis left an opening in the Rat Pack?
And then he asks him, does he drink? And then Christian's like, no, I'm good. And he's like, do you think I would offer you alcohol as you're about to take out my teenage daughter?
Right.
I'm asking if you drink alcohol, so if you do, she won't go out with you.
Right, exactly.
And he's like, okay, the overprotective type. I dig it, man. He's such like a brick. But anywho,
everyone's really good at brushing him off because I've been crying in the bathroom.
Yeah, so Cher comes down. She's in this like super cute white dress, and as she emerges, Josh is literally googly eyed. From head to toe. He cannot stop looking at her.
He's googly eyes and he's hating.
Yes, he's hating, and he's like, she looks hot.
Right, and he's hating so much. He tells Mal, "Are you gonna let her go out like that?"
Yeah, he's like, I don't think we should let her go out alone with him looking like that.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And then Mel's like, look, if you want to go, sure. You can go ahead and go. I don't care.
Yeah. Josh, you keep talking about it. Why don't you go to the party? Because he's like, maybe I should go check things out. And he's like, go, Josh. And the dad makes like a face, like a happy face, like, I see you're after my daughter.
I don't think that, I saw that in your notes. I don't think that's what he was doing.
What do you think he was doing? He was like,
I think it was too subtle to even pick up on.
Oh no, he's like he was kind of like I peep game. Like he was like, let's see you're going after. That's what it was.
I don't think that's what it was.
What do you thought it was? It was.
I literally thought it was nothing.
It's something.
It was nothing.
It was a nod of
way too
approval.
subtle to.
That's it. It was subtle.
No,
it wasn't.
It was not. It was way too subtle to gain anything from that.
No,
smoke.
yes, it was. He was literally giving her approval.
I would hope that this man would not approve of his 19-year-old stepson lusting after his 15-year-old daughter.
Of course he does.
Not only is it molestation, but it's also incest.
Jade, that is a non-mother factor in this movie.
Oh, it's disgusting. But anywho, so Josh accompanies himself to the party.
Because, they don't, I guess Sharon...
Well, he doesn't go with him.
Yeah, so. But... at the party, Cher and Christian are dancing, having fun, and then Ty enters and she falls down the stairs, and it's kind of embarrassing.
I was weak when you put Ty enters by falling down the stairs.
Literally, she like waves and like she falls down the stairs.
Like literally, she's not even in motion. Like she's completely like stagnant, and she just falls from standing.
And Cher's such a good friend. She's like, "Oh my god, Ty, you okay?" She's like, "No one saw that. You're fine." I'm like, "Oh, you're so sweet." But
so
like,
sweet.
Everyone saw it.
Yeah, and she's really embarrassed about it, as she should be.
And then while they're at the party, Ty and Cher see dancing with Amber. You know, the public innumerable in Amber. And Ty's like, what the hell? I guess he likes her.
And I would just like to say, in another scene, I forgot to mention, I think it was when Christian first came in the background, we saw Elton flirting with like another girl who had like blonde hair. I hate men like him.
Oh, I wonder what scene that is.
It's the scene where Christian comes in.
Okay.
We see him in the background. I hate men like him who bounce from girl to girl and just like, you know what? I like this girl. Next week I like this girl. Tomorrow I like this girl. Men like him are dangerous.
You projecting?
I am projecting. Because you know what? When he tried it 3 times and she still said no and he still persisted, men like him are dangerous. Men like him who hop from girl to girl and they don't take no for an answer. Watch out for him, ladies.
Oh yeah, and he abandoned her in the middle of the valley. And
he abandoned her. And he is the type of person that has no empathy. I don't like him.
He should run.
But anywho, Amber and Elton, they're dancing together. It's disgusting. Cher tells Ty, don't worry about it.
She's
Amber is a hot mess.
And calls her a full Monet.
Up close.
She's from afar, she's beautiful, but up close, ugh.
She's just a big mess.
Yeah, it's not that great.
So then Christian walks over, they chat. He calls her Hagsville.
She's a hag. Clearly he's gay.
Clearly. He's projecting a little bit of flamboyantness. He calls Amber Hagsville.
Yeah.
And then he asks, first of all, I did not like this. Christian asks Cher for money to buy a drink, and she's like, sure. She gives it to him.
What do you say? Do you believe this? They're charging for brewskis.
Give me a $5 and I'll pay you back. Sure, Cher says. So he takes the money. He goes to the bar. Some girl comes up. She kind of approaches him. She approaches him, and he rejects her. Like, and then Cher's like, "Do you just see him? Like how he ignores every other girl, and how he's completely falling in love with me?" Aww. And Ty's like, "You're so lucky."
Right. So Christian and Cher go back on the dance floor, having a great time, which leaves Ty all by herself. But while this was all going on, Josh has also arrived. And while they're dancing, Josh makes an effort to go dance with Ty because he sees her by herself, which is very nice because
so sweet.
He doesn't seem like the dancing type,
right? But
very nice of him. And Cher's like, "Oh, he's being so nice to Cher. I like that." And then while that's interacting and they're noticing each other, Cher doesn't see that Christian starts dancing with a guy, but Josh is like kind of sees it. He's like,
that's different.
Yeah, that's different.
In the 90s?
Yeah. In case you're wondering, Christian is gay.
He is gay.
These are the subtle hints that we're dropping. So the party is officially over, and only Christian is left on the dance floor because he's having a great time. I don't know what he's on.
And Cher and Ty are exhausted. They're ready to go home. Josh offers to bring them home, and Christian is like, "Oh my god, totally, man. I totally dig that. I appreciate it because I'm ready to party."
Right.
So Josh takes Cher and Ty home.
And the two hang out. They fall more in love. They do a nice deed by buying the food. For...
Oh, okay, yeah. After I was like, what happens? Okay, so after they drop off Ty, so Cher and Josh, they're doing a lot of flirting in the car. And then they know that her dad is working late, so they're like, wouldn't it be so nice if we just got takeout for all of them?
Right, with all the lawyers
and stuff that are at the house.
Which is, she's doing nice things, wink, wink.
Yes.
To prove
and
nice.
Josh is like, let's do it.
Perfect. So I guess after that, I think it's the same night. So Josh and Cher continue to hang out. And then Josh's mom calls up. She's like, have you seen my son? Blah, 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 blah. Basically, it's spring break. Josh doesn't want to go home to spend time with his new stepfather. And Cher's like, won't you stay here? Which is funny because earlier when the dad was like, Josh is coming over, she was like, ugh, please don't invite him over. But now she's inviting Josh to stay for spring break. And she's like, stay, you can hang out with my friends, let's do it. And Josh at first is like, no, I don't want to be like a bigger, older brother. And he's like, okay.
And she's
idea.
like, you're not my brother, even though he is.
He's not.
He is.
He's not.
Yes, he is.
He's not.
It's disgusting.
No. Anywho, so they have plans for him to spend the spring break. You see how they're like starting to really like each other? Do you see that?
Bonding.
So the next day, while Cher's packing stuff, whatever, she gets a call from Christian.
Irrelevant information.
Right. And he wants to come over to watch some videotapes. I was like, oh, videotapes. And then, which is, i.e. a date. So Cher calls over Dion to get the house ready, the lighting ready, the outfits together, the makeup together. She's like so flustered, excited. And she brings up the fact that tonight's going to be the night and she plans to have sex with Christian, losing her virginity. Big deal.
And so when Christian gets there, she has like this really cute red dress on and she's trying to be all flirtatious and sexy. And he enters, and upon arrival, he's not really feeling the vibe.
He's not feeling that vibe.
He's not feeling that vibe.
He's happy to be there for other things.
So they first are watching like the videotapes, and she's like trying to play footsie with him.
He's like,
and she's like, oh, well, my feet are cold. And he's like, okay. So he grabs a pillow and like puts it over her feet.
Yeah, he's like,
and he's like, now stop touching my toes.
Right. Because he's like, he's trying to get, he's not as clueless as the rest of the people. He's trying to pick up on like, what?
He's a little bit more intelligent than everybody else.
And then she asks him like, do you think certain movies make you feel sexy? And he was like, what? And he's like, huh? It's okay to feel sexy. He's like, hold on.
And then she's like, do you want to go swimming? And he's like, what?
Yeah. And it's official. He's gotten the idea that she may be kind of, and he's like, okay, time to go.
Yeah.
He makes some excuse like, my stomach hurts, I gotta go.
And then she's like, well, let me walk you out. And he's like, okay. So they get to the door. And he's like, hey, I think you're great. You're amazing. We're friends, right? Oh, stab to the chest.
Honestly, if I was Shay, I think I'd have a mental breakdown. It's too much.
That is so suicidal. I'm trying to get it out.
Over.
I would slit my wrist.
It's
like, over. We're done here.
It's a big house.
We're ending our
so
lives.
Lonely.
I have all this home and I have no one to share it with.
Right.
Like literally,
that is sad.
I would call it curtains.
She looked pathetic.
She looked like, so pitiful.
Because
so pitiful.
Usually she thinks she has a good handle on this type of stuff. So like the one time she tries to put herself together with someone,
it doesn't work.
It's not working. It's not even close.
Not even close.
So the next day, Dion's in the car. She's practicing driving with Murray. Skirt. Cher's in the back seat, and she's running the story to Dion. And she basically says, like, I can't believe I almost lost my virginity to him.
And Murray's like, lost your virginity to who? And then she's like, Christian. And he starts laughing, and he was like, first of all, he called them the B words. And he was like, are y'all tripping? He was like, he's gay. And
a cake portal.
A what?
He's a disco dancing, Oscar Wilde reading, Streisand ticket holding friend of Dorothy. Know what I'm saying?
No way.
He's gay.
Not even.
Yes, even.
And then Dion's like, well, he does dress really good, Cher. And then she's like, oh my God, I am totally bugging. And then at that moment, Dion mistakenly gets onto the freeway.
Yeah.
Which is not good.
Not good. So get on the freeway now.
Because just like Cher, Dion is a piss poor driver.
Right. And she really new to this. I get the idea she's super even more new to this than Cher.
We had no intentions on this drive to get onto the freeway.
Yeah.
But yet here we are. And we're on the freeway, and Murray's like, no, get off. What are you doing? And then it's too late now. We can't turn back around.
Yeah.
And as they get on the freeway, they are literally met with like every obstacle. There's like a biker gang behind them. There's like an 18-wheeler on the left.
Like honking his horn.
15 cars on the right honking their horn. Somehow there's a biker in the freeway too. I made that up. There's no biker. But there is like literally 1,000 things coming at them while they're on the freeway.
Right.
And they are hooping and hollering. Dion is like, what do I do, Murray? And he's like, just keep driving. Just keep driving. And Cher's like, and it is literally chaos. Like literally chaos. But I will give my props. I will give credit where credit is due. Murray was handling this situation very well. He was being he's like, you got it, baby. You can do it. Just stay straight. Look straight ahead. You got it. Don't worry about these 18-wheelers and these bikers behind us. Just drive straight. Drive straight.
Keep your hands on the wheel.
He's like, keep your hands on the wheel. And eventually they do get off the freeway and they make it out alive.
Yeah. And the two make out. And I guess the intensity really drew them together. And Cher drops that soon after.
Dion's virginity went from technical to non-existent.
Yeah, soon after this
moment.
Which I think makes Cher feel even more lonely or like, dang.
Because she's like, oh my God, even in like the most intense moments, here these two are.
Right.
They worked it out and they're like all lovey-dovey on each other. And she's like, I want that.
A passion. So the next scene, we're at the mall and Cher has officially adopted Christian as her new shopping gay. And
she's like, he may be gay, but he's great to shop with.
Yes. So they're shopping buddies. And they have Ty there, but she's off to the side hanging out with these new guys that she met.
At the mall, I guess.
Yeah. And she's sitting on the railing, like on the second floor, I would say.
Yeah, so this mall is huge. She's on like the 5th level of the mall. And she's sitting on the railing.
Which is fine, because like, there's two guys. There's one guy on the side of her, another guy on the other side of her. And they're kind of supporting her.
Yeah. And then she's like, they're kind of like joking. And she's like, oh my God, if I fall, will you catch me? And they're like, yeah. And then so they take her body and they literally dangle her over the railing.
So
5
bad.
stories up. And then she's like hooping
screaming
and hollering. She's like, let me go. Well, not
like,
let me go.
Pull me up. Pull me up.
Pull me up. Please, 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 please. And then Cher and Christian notice. Yeah. So Christian runs over. He grabs Ty. And Ty's like, oh my God, thank you so much. And he's like, what is wrong with you two idiots?
Right.
Someone could have gotten killed.
Died.
He was like, someone could have gotten killed. And they're like, we're just joking, man. They're like, ha, ha, ha. Not funny.
That's not funny.
At all.
She don't even know y'all.
We met 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. I'm just joking.
We're just in the mall.
I'm just joking.
I met y'all in the Gap.
Yeah.
And now here y'all are trying to murder me.
Right.
Goodness.
Too much.
It's too much. And so Ty is basically, she's a little frazzled. And Christian's like, let's get you home for a little R&R.
She's like, what's that?
Relaxation? What is R&R?
Rewinded relaxation?
We don't know. Just like Ty didn't know, we didn't know. And then Cher kind of makes like a little slick comment. She was like, wow, for someone who's clueless, she sure does have like the damsel in distress act down. So
rest and recuperation. But I feel there's another one. Rest and relaxation.
Rest and relaxation.
But you kind of get the idea that Cher is starting to like, I don't know, get kind of jealous of Ty.
Yeah, she's getting a little jealous, a little annoyed. Yeah. Something's there.
Okay, so back at school, Ty is getting a lot of attention because of her near-death experience, and people are like, how does it feel to almost die? Did your life flash before your eyes? Everyone's being really freaking dramatic. And Cher's like, what's going on? Ty's giving a lot of attention. I'm super popular. Last time I walked these halls, people were clapping for me, and now they're paying attention to Ty. Weird. And, like, Ty is, like, literally becoming her own person. She's got plans with Amber. Like, she's got, like...
Dion is asking her for sex advice. And Cher is like, what is happening?
She's like, my Frankenstein.
She's like, yeah. She's like, my project has surpassed me.
Right. Like, what is going on?
And she's not happy about it.
And then Travis comes over. Yeah, to talk to Ty, and he does this, which is fucking disgusting. Sorry, it's effing disgusting.
He literally spits a loogie out into the sky
and catches it in his mouth.
Catches it back into his mouth.
Who? What audience is that for? Because it's not this one.
Yeah, it's not this one at all. And he's like, "Hey, Ty, watch." And Ty's like, ugh.
It is gross.
No, thank you.
But he moves past. He asks her for something, and she's like, "Aren't the stoners supposed to be over there?"
And everyone kind of like laughs. And Cher's like, "Hey, why are you being mean to him?"
He has a pathetic look in his face, and then the Cher and Travis like eyes, and she's like, "Oh."
She's like, yeah, Cher's like, "I'm sorry."
Right? She's like, "I can't believe she's like this." Like,
and Travis is like, "It's okay." Like they make that.
Yeah, and he like walks off. It's really sad.
It is. Really
I'm surprised he ever talked to Ty again. He does, but I'm surprised he ever bounced back from that because I'd be like, "You're a terrible person."
Yeah, it was a lot.
So the next day, Cher is like rummaging through her closet. She's super frazzled because today is her official driving test day. And she can't find the freaking shirt that she wanted to wear. She goes down to talk to Lusa, which is their housemaid, and she's like, "Where's my shirt?" Lucy's like, "Your shirt's at the dry cleaner." They start talking about the front lawn. Somehow Cher says, "I don't speak Mexican," which is not a language. And then Lucy's like, "I'm not Mexican." and like storms off.
And then Cher's like, "Okay, great. What did I do now?" And then Josh was like, "She's not Mexican. She's from El Salvador." And then Cher's like, "What's the difference?" And he's like, "You get pissed off when someone thinks you live below sunset." And then Cher's like, "Oh, whatever." And then Josh was like, "You're such a brat."
I love it.
He's like, she's like, "Oh, fine, whatever." And he's like, "You're such a brat."
I love it.
But literally, how you say, "I don't speak Mexican. Ma'am,
Lucy,
first of all, that's a nationality, honey. Do we need to go back to the 8th grade?
Exactly.
Spanish is the language."
Mm-hmm.
I would have been mad too.
I would have been mad too.
I don't speak Mexican.
Exactly.
Girl, get out of here.
I love how Lucy's like, don't talk to me no kind of way. I don't care. I don't care who y'all is.
I don't care what check you right.
Right, exactly.
But anywho, so we skip to the next scene.
Mm-hmm.
And Cher is now taking her driving test. She is doing horribly.
She
is in and out 2 lanes. She almost hits a biker. She hits somebody's car and knocks off their rear view window. Mm-hmm. And the driver and the driving instructor is literally like, had enough, and he's like, pull the car over. And then she's like, "Are you going to take me somewhere to make parallel turns?" And he's like, "Sweetheart, we're going back to the DMV. The driving test is over."
Yeah, you almost killed somebody.
And she's like, "Well, how did I do?" And he's like, "How did you do? Honey, you failed." And then she was like, "Well, I can't have failed. You can't be like the only person who like regulates DMV licensing passings." And then he's like, "Honey, as far as you're concerned, I am the messiah of the DMV. You have failed.
Get out my car.
Get out of the car."
And so Cher's like even more upset because she was upset about this whole interaction before with Lucy. She did apologize, I will say that. She said, but she's still upset. And she's also very upset because Josh calls her a brat and she really cares what Josh thinks. And on top of the fact that now she's failed her driving test.
And she just cannot shake all of these emotions off.
It cannot.
So she goes back to the house to find Josh, and Ty is there. They're like flirting, like Ty and Josh. They're like playing hockey sack or something like that. And then Josh sees her and he's like, "Okay, how does it feel to be a licensed driver?" And Cher's like, "I wouldn't know because I failed." And she's like, "Please spare me. Save it. Driving is a big responsibility," and all that yada 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 speech. Please, I don't want to hear it. And Josh is like, "Look, I wasn't gonna say nothing." Yeah. And then Ty follows Cher into the house. And then she's like, "Okay, look, I'm sorry you failed your driver's test, but I've got some stuff that I'm here to burn, and we're gonna burn it."
Yeah. So the whole box is full of stuff from Elton. It's like the CD from Rolling with Her Homies, a bunch of other stuff, blah, blah, blah. And
so Ty's basically saying to Cher, like, "I'm fully over him, so I'm burning this stuff to, like, literally solidify it all."
Yes. And Cher's like, "Okay, so who's the new man that has taken over your life?" And Ty's like, "Josh." And Cher's like,
"Huh?
Oh, is it?"
Like a record scratch.
Right, a little record scratch. So Cher's not happy to hear this, and she's trying to be nice and supportive, but Cher realizes, I guess she's slowly realizing she's like, likes his Josh.
I don't think she knows it yet,
but she knows she doesn't like that. She knows she didn't like hearing that.
She knows she didn't like that.
Yes.
And she's basically like, "Well, I don't really know if you and Josh are like a great fit, you know?" Right. And then Ty gets really offended.
Like super offended, like super quickly.
And she's like, "You don't think I'm good enough for Josh?"
Right.
And Cher's like, "Look, that's not what I'm saying. I just think your personalities, it doesn't really mesh." And she's like, "Well, what do you know? You're a virgin who can't drive." And Cher's like, that was like gut punch.
That actually is really mean.
That was.
Like, I just told you that 10 minutes ago. Like, how did you have
and now
this?
You're gonna throw
now
it
you're gonna
in my
read
face?
me for it?
Right. And then Cher goes, "That was really harsh, Ty." And Ty was like, "You're right. I'm sorry. Let's talk once we've mellowed out."
Right.
And then Ty leaves.
So, what does Cher do when she feels bad? She goes shopping. So she's shopping and she's having these self-reflections. And she's like, I can't believe I'm doing everything wrong. I got Elton wrong. I've read Christian wrong. And now I can't even figure out this thing with Josh. And she realizes, in fact, that she's the one that's clueless. But while she's having this like self-realization, she realizes the reason why she didn't like the idea of Josh and Ty being together is because that she likes Josh.
It's literally like lights flickering.
Yeah.
Like the lights just came on in the house.
Like, ding dong.
She makes the realization, okay, I put 1 and 1 together and that equals 2. I'm in love with my stepbrother.
Hey, leave that out of this.
No, that's crucial to
Yes.
the story.
So she realized she likes Josh. Now, whenever she's around him, she feels awkward, but she's still trying to navigate this like new love or whatever.
Yeah, so now moving forward, every time she's around him, she acts like a even stupider than before. So she doesn't know how to behave now that she realizes that she's in fact in love with him.
Yes, poor thing. But the next scene, we're in Mrs. Guy's class. And to go along with her new realization that she is in fact clueless, she wants to do a makeover for her soul. And she realizes that, you know, all her friends soul. And I guess she's realizing like all her friends are good in different ways. Like Christian likes art, and
Murray and Dion
are really nice
to each other when no one's watching.
Yeah.
What I will say about Murray and Dion, I want what they have. Like, they love each other, but with just like a little hint of toxic.
A little spice.
Just give me that.
A little spice.
Give me that. Give me that love with just a little bit of toxicity.
Right.
I'll take it. Any day, all
Keeps
day,
it fun.
baby.
But now she wants her own thing that makes her good. So she's in Mrs. Guy's class. Mrs. Guy is a science teacher, and she's telling them about this beach disaster that people lost their homes and stuff. And she's starting like a food drive type thing. And Dion volunteers volunteers to be the head of the committee.
Disaster relief committee.
So she's like,
with no ill intentions. This is pure.
Yes.
This is like she's doing this because she wants to do it.
No bumping grades, nothing.
Yeah.
No,
her intentions are pure behind this.
For someone else. So we see her at our house collecting like caviar from the pantry. She's collecting like ski boots and skis to give to these homeless people.
Clearly, she is so out of touch.
Because
nobody who was affected by this disaster relief needs caviar or her ski boots. But we're gonna
not at the top of the list.
We're gonna let her do it. It's not on top of the needs list.
Not the top of the list.
But it's okay.
And also, by doing this, she's also like volunteering her popularity, which gets a lot of people to sign up to donate and people to help out. So she's really doing a good deed.
Yeah. So again, we see another montage of her, raising all kind of efforts and funds for this disaster relief, and she's doing a really good job at it.
This movie probably has more montages than any movie.
We're at montage number 6.
Yeah, exactly.
Montage after montage after montage. And I love them all, baby.
Me too. So while working the food drive, Cher runs into Travis, who is there donating an assortment of things, one of them, or a couple of them being his bongs. And we learn that he's giving them away because he's going through AA for his
hilarious.
Through his
15.
Yeah, for his weed addiction. And Cher's happy to hear this, or like supportive, and she's like, thanks him. And then Travis invites Cher to his skating tournament.
And she goes. So at the skating tournament, I guess that's later this weekend. At the skating tournament, Ty and Cher run into each other. And Ty apologizes to her for saying that she was a virgin who can't drive.
Right.
And Cher was like, no, like, it's all my fault. I should have never tried to hook you up with Elton. And I should have never said you weren't right for Josh.
Right.
If you like him, like him.
She's like, no, he's not even someone I like. It's just, I just don't know what I was doing.
Yeah. And
the two are friends again. It's so cute.
They make amends. They're back on good terms.
Yes.
They're besties again. And we love to see it. And like, while so Travis is up to do his little tournament thingy, and Ty is like swooning. She's like, oh, isn't he so cool, Cher? Like, you can tell she's back in love with Travis.
Right.
So he's doing his little skateboard tricks, and she is just... She's like a little girl at a Harry Styles concert. She's like loving it.
Yeah.
She's eating it all up.
And they're like he like does a cute little wave at her. And I'm like, oh,
they're so precious.
They are the couple.
They are. They're it.
They are the couple.
I love them. And Cher realizes that Ty doesn't like Josh anymore,
Mm-hmm.
and that she likes Travis, and this is where Ty should be.
Right.
That's the man she need to be with.
So now we're back at Cher's house, and Josh and Cher are helping their father with the case, along with this other lawyer that happens to be there. He's a hater. So Josh and Cher are flirting heavy. She's like, Cher's like taking down her hair. She's like flipping at Cher, and then Josh is like looking at her neck. The lawyer that's there is rolling her eyes.
He's literally eating her up. Like, he's
Josh
looking
is,
at her like she is a snack. And the lawyer that is there with him is in disgust.
Yeah, he's disgusting. He's like, this isn't appropriate. But anywho, at one point, Cher organized the files wrong, and the lawyer just noticed that. And I wrote down everything he called her. So he yells at Cher for a strike. Because as he's yelling at Cher, I'm thinking about her daddy. And what her daddy gonna say after he found out that the lawyer that works with him yelled at his daughter? He yells at Cher, calls her an idiot, tells her to go back to the mall, and calls her a moron and a dumb kid.
Why did he do that?
Because
Did we say?
So they were helping organizing the files, and she put the September 19 files with the October 19 files, and that's going to set them back a day because they have to reorganize it again, and Mel wanted those files tonight.
Oh.
Whatever how lawyers do stuff. But like, I guess they were highlighting stuff, and she like misorganized stuff, and I had to go refind it.
Okay. So in the midst of the lawyer clicking out on her, she like runs off and she's like, ugh, and she like cries and she's all emotional.
I'd be upset too.
And then, yeah.
Also, she's freaking 15. Calm down.
Yeah. Like, why are you yelling at a 15-year-old
Right.
child?
Okay. I messed up. Let's reorganize it. I'm sorry.
So then Josh is like, hey, don't yell at her, man. And he's like, no, because if you weren't playing footsies with a dumb kid, this wouldn't happen.
Dumb kid.
And he's like, and the lawyer's like, I'm calling in sick, yada, yada, yada. And then so Josh is trying to defend Cher.
It's like, you better call in sick. Because once I tell Mel what you did.
Right, you're fired. You're out of here, bro.
Call in sick.
So Josh tries to defend Cher. The douchebag lawyer leaves. So then Josh goes to comfort Cher. And then Cher's like, did I really mess up Daddy's case? And then Josh was like, no, it's okay. Like, don't worry about it.
Right, this is their job. They're figured out. You're just helping.
Right. He was like, this was his fault anyway. He accuses the lawyer.
Right, exactly.
He was like, it was the lawyer's fault anyway. He should have been paying attention. Like, don't worry about it. It is what it is. It's fine. And then Josh is like, you shouldn't have to worry about this stuff. He was like, you should just like go to the mall or something. And he literally like tells her that.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, so that's all you think I am?
Right.
A ditz with a credit card? And he's like, no,
That's not what I meant. It's just, you're young and beautiful and well, what?
You think I'm beautiful?
You know you're gorgeous, all right? And popular and
but like, you know, you're my stepsister.
Yeah, he's like,
don't
you know,
forget.
No, he
we
didn't
have the
say
same
that.
dad.
No,
But yeah, you're so beautiful.
No, propaganda.
Fake news.
He says, you know, you're stunning. That's exactly what he says. You know, you're stunning.
He's like, you know, you're stunning, but you're my sister.
Right.
And this is disgusting, but it is what it is.
And I don't know, they're saying, he asks, like, do you care about me? And she's like, I don't know, something.
And because he was like, but that's not, he's like, obviously, like, I think you're stunning, but that's not the reason why I'm here. I'm here because, you know, I want to be a lawyer, and I'm here to work with Mel. And Cher's like, you said that already. And he's like, yeah, well, Mel's the only person who cares about me. And then Cher's like, I care about you. And he's like, do you care about me? And she's like, Josh, stop. And then he pulls in and kisses her.
It is
Disgusting.
my favorite
Literally,
scene.
when I was reading the notes and you said that, I put in quotations on my notes, I put disgusting. That's disgusting.
It is my
That's disgusting.
favorite kiss
Jordan,
scene.
How is that? This is literally
Let's
the most
take away.
out of all the movies that we've ever seen.
This is my favorite.
Out of all of them,
This is my favorite.
this has to be the most disgusting scenario.
I think it's because,
and yet it's your
Whoa.
favorite.
Okay, take out the whole they used to be living together situation.
No, and
Think about Paul Rudd, a young Paul Rudd. He's so adorable and cute. Oh, that's my favorite scene. It's my favorite.
That's
kiss
it.
scene.
That's all you have to back up this incest that's going on here.
It
Oh,
says
it's Paul Rudd. So we'll make it
it's
okay.
so cute. It's like the push and the pull in. I'm like, oh,
I've seen
I love it.
Oh my
I
god.
love it.
Literally
Now,
foul.
what I will say,
File. Foul.
Well, now what I will say is that I can look past the stepbrother, stepsister twice removed. The age, I didn't realize the ages, and that,
I hope he's 18.
and that what is what bothers me. Yeah.
We're gonna hope he's a freshman.
Oh yeah, 18.
There's so many.
Just turned 18.
But that proves the point that there's not just one thing. There's two things wrong with this relationship.
Well, I only got one.
There's so many.
You got two. I got one.
It's disgusting.
And I will ignore both.
And what?
I will ignore both for the sake of the movie.
Shameful.
I'm willing to look past
Whatever. After they kiss disgustingly,
More romantic.
Josh and Cher, bleh, Cher says, well, you know what happens next. And we cut scene to a wedding. And then Cher's like, just kidding, it's not me. This isn't Kentucky, it's California, and I'm only 15. So we are cut scene to the wedding of Mr. Hall and Miss Geis.
The one relationship, I guess.
The one relationship that she actually was able to pair together.
Yeah.
We see them get married, and Cher is actually a bridesmaid. She's in the wedding.
Which is weird.
Which is so weird.
Very weird.
But everyone's there, the whole gang's there. Murray and Dion is there. Travis and Ty are there together.
And Cher
and her stepbrother are there together. And it's disgusting.
And they catch a bouquet. And
Cher catches the bouquet. And
the movie ends with more of them kissing.
And then we get to the end of the movie and we see them kiss more disgustingly, more incest, more pedophilia.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
I love this movie, and this is just like the one thing that I just cannot swallow about. But nonetheless, we do have a happy ending. We see Miss Geis, and Mr. Hall get married. We see Cher get the stepbrother / love of her life. We see Ty and Travis together. Murray and Dion are the black couple. We're giving black love.
Yes.
It's a beautiful ending. Cher catches the bouquet. It's a happy ending to a happy movie, aside from the fact that we see incest.
It's not incest.
But whatever.
Totally legal. It's above the bar.
Nonetheless. The end!
The end, love. I will say, I'm reading a book right now that I read when I was in high school. And one of the guys in it, and I love this book.
I forgot I looked like this.
Yeah.
I looked in the mirror and I was like,
terrified.
Whoa,
like,
bitch.
who is that?
I was like, what the fuck just happened to me?
It's like, what did I transfer into? Anywho, in the book, this is my favorite love story, but the girl is 14 and her love interest is 21. And he's like, they love each other, but he's like, I'm gonna go to Europe and come back in 2 years, and by then you'll be old enough for me to marry you. She's still 17. And I was like, this is gross. But it also is like, it was like Jim Crow times. So I was like, I guess this is part of the times. Yeah, but I was like, ew.
What movie is this?
It's a book. It's Night Jasmine. I don't know if you had to read that in high school, but you said you did?
I did not.
I did. It's based in New Orleans.
Disgusting.
Yeah, it is kind of disgusting, but I'm looking past it.
Whatever.
Blurring the lines.
Okay, well, this was fantastic. Aside from incest, happy Halloween, everyone!
Halloween. Can I take a picture of your eyes so we can post this?
Hurry up and get ready. Jordan's gonna take a picture of my eyes because it's Halloween. I'm going to a Halloween party,
and y'all have to know what we're
You have to know what we're up against. I have one eyelash on, and the other one is missing.
Did it rotate? Okay. Sorry.
Hurry up, because I'm gonna get up in 30 seconds.
It doesn't look that crazy.
I bet it doesn't.
It doesn't. Maybe I've gotten used to it. I don't know. Am I used to your eyes, or do you look crazy?
No, it doesn't look that bad.
It doesn't look that bad. When I first looked at it. Okay. Adios, guys. Toodaloo.
Bye.
Happy Halloween. Spooky Halloween.